Your AC can be running perfectly uphill inside, but the room can still have poor ventilation. The reason could be something many HVAC engineers calculate every single day: ACH, air changes per hour. But what exactly is ACH? How do you calculate it? And how does an HVAC engineer decide how much air a room actually needs? Let's understand it with a real HVAC engineering example. ACH stands for air changes per hour. In simple words, ACH tells us how many times the equivalent volume of air in a room is supplied or exhausted in 1 hour. For example, if a room has an ACH of 10, the airflow is equivalent to the room volume being changed 10 times every hour. Now let's look at the formula engineers use to calculate ACH. When airflow is measured in CFM, the formula is ACH equal to CFM multiply 60 divided by room volume. Why do we multiply by 60? Because CFM means cubic feet per minute, while ACH is based on 1 hour, and 1 hour contains 60 minutes. Now let's solve a real HVAC example. Imagine a room measuring 20 feet by 15 feet by 10 feet. First, calculate the room volume. 20 multiply 15 x 10, that gives us 3000 cubic feet. Now suppose the AHU supplies 1500 CFM of air into this room. Our formula is ACH equal to CFM multiply 60 room volume. So ACH T 1500 x 60, 3000, 90,000 divided by 3000 gives us ACH equal to 30. So this room has an equivalent air change rate of 30 air changes per hour. But wait, there is a very important HVAC concept that many beginners misunderstand. They often think ACH automatically means fresh air, but that is not necessarily true. Supply air can contain both outdoor fresh air and recirculated return air from the building. So supply air, ACH, and outdoor air ventilation are related, but they are not automatically the same thing. Imagine an AHU receiving return air from the room and mixing it with outdoor fresh air. The mixed air then passes through the cooling coil before being supplied back into the room. Therefore, 1500 CFM of supply air does not necessarily mean 1500 CFM of fresh air. This distinction is extremely important when discussing ventilation and indoor air quality. Now let's see what can happen when ventilation or airflow is too low. Insufficient ventilation can allow contaminants, odors, and carbon dioxide to build up inside occupied spaces. The result can be poor indoor air quality and an uncomfortable environment for occupants. But does that mean we should simply increase ACH as much as possible? Absolutely not. Excessive airflow can increase fan energy, cooling load, and operating costs. It can also create uncomfortable air movement if the air distribution system is not properly designed. So the goal is not maximum ACH. The goal is the appropriate airflow for the application. And this is where HVAC engineering becomes interesting. Different spaces have different requirements. An office, toilet, hospital, laboratory, clean room, and industrial area cannot simply use the same design criteria. The required airflow depends on the application, occupancy, contaminants, process, pressure relationships, and applicable standards. For example, a clean room may have very different air change requirements compared with a normal office. A hospital isolation space may also require specific airflow and pressure control strategies. Industrial spaces may require airflow based on the contaminants or processes generated inside the area. So never select an ACH value randomly just because it worked on another project. Always check the applicable design standard, code, project specification, and actual application. Now let's turn this concept into a classic HVAC interview question. A room is 18 by 14 by 10 feet and receives 1500 CFM. Calculate the ACH. Pause for a moment and calculate the answer yourself. Let's solve it. First, calculate the room volume. 18 multiply 14 multiply 10, so you get 2520 cubic feet. Now apply the formula ACH equal to CFM multiply by 60 and divide by room volume. So ACH equal to 1500 multiply 60 and divide by 2520. ACH are 90,000 or 2520. Therefore, the final ACH is 37.1. Now remember 3 common mistakes that can completely change your ACH calculation. Mistake number 1, calculating the room volume incorrectly. Mistake number 2, assuming all supply air is outdoor fresh air. Mistake number 3, selecting an ACH value without checking the applicable design requirements. And here's the most important takeaway. ACH is not just a formula. It connects room volume, airflow, ventilation, indoor air quality, energy consumption, and HVAC design. So whenever you see an ACH value, don't just look at the number. Ask what airflow and application produced it. If you are preparing for an HVAC interview, ACH is definitely a concept you should understand, because HVAC engineers don't just memorize formulas, they understand what those formulas mean in real systems. If this explanation helped you, comment below. What ACH value did you calculate in the interview question? And for more practical HVAC engineering concepts, calculations, and interview questions, subscribe to SR HVAC, because here we don't just learn HVAC formulas, we learn how HVAC engineers actually think. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.